Welcome to Rants and Reels. I'm Kyle, and I'm going to see a movie. Today, it's Ocean's 8, so we're going to see how this is, and I'll be back in just a second or two. 2 minutes, probably, while you watch the trailer, unless you fast forward through it, because you've probably already seen the trailer. But if you haven't, here's the trailer.
Good afternoon, Miss Ocean. As you know, parole is a privilege.
It's a mistake, but it happened. And if I were to be released, I would I would just want the simple life. I just want to hold down a job, make some friends, pay my bills.
Even if this was possible, you'd need 20 people.
7 people.
Why do you need to do this?
Because it's what I'm good at. How long would it take you to make 7 pieces of jewelry?
5 or 6 hours.
How long if I told you you didn't have to live with your mother anymore?
इसलिए तुम्हारे पास कोई पति नहीं है. Less. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing.
What's your name? Name Ball. What's your real name?
8 Ball. You keep thinking that
I'm gonna be really poor.
What if we could make all this go away?
I just found me a brand new box to match it.
Can I get my watch back, please? And hers as well? Sorry.
It's okay. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn.
I am with my family. I told you not.
Come in your garage. Do you want me to tell you how big the job
No,
is?
I'm out.
I'll tell you how big the job is.
I'll be back before you know it.
Can I come with you?
This is Mommy's very special work trip.
In 3.5 weeks, the Met will be hosting its annual ball. And we are going to rob it. Not the ball itself.
On the neck of Daphne Kluger.
Valued at over $100
million.
150 million, actually.
These boots are made for walking.
revenge. It's a twofer.
That's just what they'll do.
Do not run a job in a job.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
Taylor Swift? Can't we just go to this? Do we have to steal stuff?
Yes.
These boots are gonna walk all over you.
Is it genetic? Are the whole family like this?
Literally.
That was Ocean's 8. Right out of the gate, let me tell you, it was a pretty fantastic movie. They captured and kept the same tone and pace and style as Ocean's 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, I'm not sure if they did 14, 15. They managed to keep the same tone and style, slightly different cast dynamic, naturally, but it was very much in the same spirit. So the cast dynamic, the interaction between these characters was very much in the same spirit as the original. It was very clever and quippy, a whole lot of fun. And fun is really about the best way to describe not only Ocean's 8, but 11 and 12 and 13. It was fun. It was upbeat, very smartly paced, just fantastic. There's a lot to talk about in the aesthetic and the design of this movie. The decisions they made. First, the way they designed and gave us an entirely new cast without this being an entire reboot. It was fantastic. You start with a relative, Danny Ocean's sister, who just got out of prison, just like in the first Ocean's 11. Danny Ocean just got out of prison. Deborah, I think her name was Deborah Ocean, Debbie Ocean. I think. Confirmation down there if I'm wrong. So that's how it starts. That's the tie-in. He's a con artist. She's a con artist. It runs in the family. That's enough to get going off the ground, and that's it. From there, you have this entirely new set of characters. You've got to build a team. And the way they do that is terrific. Because they're not just doing a play-by-play remake and revamp of Ocean's 11. That's not what they were going for. That's not what they did. So you have new setup and a new dynamic, and it worked. It worked beautifully. It was fantastic. The way the cast played together, everybody was able to hold their own. You might be worried. I was a little concerned about Rihanna and Awkwafina. Rihanna she has done a couple of films and done all right, but she has never had a role that really allowed her to play a character through an entire film. Awkwafina is similar. She's been in a couple things, but hasn't had any real standouts. Nothing that really pops up. Her comedy's fantastic. Comedy's great. Her music is fantastic, and she's hilarious. So she's a terrific performer. I already knew that, but she definitely holds her own in a film on screen with Sandra Bullock and Cate Blanchett and Anne Hathaway and Helena Bonham Carter and shit, I can't even name everybody right now. I was almost everybody. I'm sure I'm forgetting people, and I'm sorry. But there's nothing more I could have really wanted from this movie other than a good time, a captivating and engaging story, characters that I really enjoyed watching. I really loved watching them interact. It was not a repeat, a remake. It was a unique story. And the costuming was fantastic. The film takes place, a big part of it takes place at the Metropolitan Museum of Fine Art, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, during the annual Met Gala. And it's an outrageous event, and the costuming and clothing is just stunning. And they did a great job capturing that. Well, because they didn't really try to recreate it. They basically just did. They basically just did the Met Gala. So, I mean, this is a film that should do very well, and it should appeal to everybody who enjoyed the Ocean's films, 11, 12, 13. Should appeal. I mean, if it doesn't, I don't know why. There's no reason I can think of that. I mean, maybe you just don't like Cate Blanchett, and I don't know why you wouldn't like Cate Blanchett. She's fantastic, gorgeous, and fantastic. And, I mean, really, do you need any other reason to watch a film other than, hey, Cate Blanchett's in it? Okay, I'm in. So really, it's a fantastic cast. Everybody stood their ground, had their moments. They were all unique and well-defined. And I was very, very happy with this. And I would give it, a solid recommend, a solid thumbs up, whatever, stars, like 5, maybe 4.5. Yeah, 4.5. 4.5 out of 5 stars. There you go. So that's Ocean's 8. Highly recommended. Thank you for watching. Thank you for riding along with me. This is Rants and Rails. I'm Kyle. Good night, everybody.